Alrighty, welcome back everybody. We are back with our Monkey Hero adventure. When we last left off, we did some story quests and we were level 16. Since then, I went ahead and cleared off some of the opening Lev quest missions. We have cleared off our first two sections of our hunting log. Of course, hitting level 20 did open the third one, but we haven't really looked at that yet. We did do the entire Hall of Novice series. That is where we got all this gear from. As you can see here, we'll check out our character list, and I bought these and that, but all these brand new items, which are going to be the best items we're going to get for at least another 10 levels. Yeah, these are all getting from doing the Hall of Novice, which just teaches you how to play the game, which of course I already know. You also get this, the brand new ring, which gives you extra 30% when level 30 or below, and we have the earrings that are giving us 30% when 80 or below. That was a collector's edition, so we have a lot of bonus experience. So experience I don't think will be a problem. We're going to be able to stay way ahead of the story, but because we were level 20, I thought in this video it would be a good opportunity to go ahead and continue the Rogues quests first. We're going to do our Rogues quest level 15 and our Rogues quest level 20 in this video. And then our next video, we will be continuing with the main story again. But let's go ahead and get right back into it so we don't add too much extra time onto this. And here we go. Let's see what Jack has for us here. Stifled Screams. Jack wishes to bring you in on a tricky assignment. Ah, Monkey. Just the cove I was hoping to see. We've some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Stray in as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the client's arrived. Our guest here is from the Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself. So you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled in on our camp seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale, and found the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates never heard of the code. Pillaging honest coals and dipping their wicks in the slave trade. They're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many wids, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those who raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were coals, what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history, and you risk becoming what you hated most. So, you have a mark for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. 'Twould appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other lemons and citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we might have let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers to the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret after the code is rightly enforced. All right, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Vigibi, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the coals that have already been sold. Monkey, you're coming with me, and think you're ready for the next step of your education. Alrighty, speak with Jack, it says. Okay, let's do it. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats, then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchants set sail from Aleport a few bells ago. Aye, they made even aboard an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they've been putting to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of their crew be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in the lower Lenosha. There's a Bennett Cove over the Moraby docks by the name of Old Swinsard, what'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his gaze as keen for the guild. Head over there yourself, have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. You know, so I can get over it. One of the other things I did in between is I ran around Lenosha and opened up all these teleports. Now, we had these already, so that's good, but I unlocked Aleport and some other things. It's going to make less running on the video, so that'll help there. But, man, so I know the Rogue's quests only go to level 30. And, man, I'm super happy about that because I am not enjoying reading this dialogue. I stumble all over it, and it sounds horrific. What is that? Oh, Levs of Moraby. Haven't done that yet. Maybe we do that another time, off stream. I did do the Levs of Swiftperch and Aleport and all those new areas, but not these. Alright, Swornsent. I know who you are. What can old Swornsent do for you? Hunting down Jolly Merchant slavers. Ah, well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another broke with his poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then the Jolly Merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to the market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the Salt Strand. It doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? Well, you best go ahead and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Alright. Let's go kick some slavers' asses. Another reason to do these rogue quests in this video instead of waiting and just continuing on the story is, well, it's this. As you can see, I'm now level 20. And at level 15, well, I'm supposed to have Throwing Dagger. Supposed to have Mug. Supposed to have Trick Attack. Well, I do have Trick Attack. But these are unlocked through the quests. Since I haven't done them, I don't have them. So it'll, you know, it helps get these abilities. Now, are those abilities incredibly important? No, not really even a little bit. But it's still nice. Throwing Dagger is our only ranged attack as a rogue, and until I become a ninja. And even then, it's our only ranged attack on demand. It's good to get these things now. That's what we're going to do. Plus, we get to see more of the rogue story, which isn't bad, other than the, the dialogue. So, all right, we go wait at the destination, and let's see what we see. Swanson came through for us, eh? Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sodden move! I told you, me peg-leg grandma hobbles quicker than you. Miserable sacks of shite. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try to get me generous patience. I'm sorry. Please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just plain duff? I told you, bleating mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Leviathan scaly arse. She's weeping again. Listen, we're to the airport, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide who gets sold. What gets sold? You see, some buyers only want lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we'll have more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God knows where, and Limsa will be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill the empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lenotian sea breeze. I'm sore tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Ailport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The Jolly Merchants will get their due. Don't you worry about that. They're gone. We best hurry to Ailport. Unless you have a quicker way, there's a ferry that leaves Candlequake Keep. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I can just go to Ailport. So if you are new to the game, I guess you would run over here. That's Candlequake Keep over there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here. There's like a little boat right here. It says, you know, you can get there. But if you're like me and you explored everywhere and you open up the teleports early, now we can just teleport. And I like that they put it in the dialogue. If you've got a quicker way, well, I do so. Where are we meeting them at Ailport? Probably down here where the ferry is. Makes sense. Unicorn. Monkey, that jolly merchant cove's still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of their crew just whistles all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to the crycockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder on any prisoner who raises a hue and a cry. Patience now, Colt. We'll just wait until we're sure all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you better sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Alrighty, it's time to go into an instance battle. Ready for the job, then. Only the Jolly Merchants are all here. We'll ambush them, the sods, and set their captives free. Alright, here we go. That ought to be long enough. We just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen now, Colt. The merchants disguised as plain old venturers, and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Ailport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the doddles of the big bingo swilling coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves. That's the exact type of what that nasty sod as assault brand had on. That'll be how we find each other in the crowd. They find each other in the crowd. Of course, it's all how I whittled where each old bastard was staying. Just snilch the hopeless gazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So, here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms. Mill the merchants, quick and dirty like. Get those captives their bleeding lives back. Alright? Oi! The storeroom's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better grab the lads and do a sweep of the port. Ugh. That merchant cove's gulping pilfered ale. You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves. All things considered, bloody oafs. And now, we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. If they've spotted us wandering around in the Darkmans, I have a feeling they'll axe first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the trolls never even knew we were here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms. Use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind, so let's not try to stab anyone that don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time, better to avoid them yellow jackets. So I'll take the lead. I'll let you take the lead. After you, monkey. Looks like that's the last of them. And you didn't even need my help. Back to the shadows, lad. Hands off the merchandise! Oops, that was a mistake. Sorry, adventure. Not a bad night's work, eh, monkey? The Maelstrom will be taking care of those poor coals we freed, and I've made sure none of the merchants we drowned are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right. Me natty lad, our part is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones that freed us? Aye. Was there something else we could do for you, miss? The Maelstrom squads will take you home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh, no, I know. I just wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dread pirate was muttering in his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't made it back. I beg your pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lenosha, and being so close to Ailport, our captor assumed they were out rounding up chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering, as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. Huh. So much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We'll soon earn some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, monkey? I think it's time you learn how to flip a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open, Ruffman's, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself will figure out all sorts of use for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. And now we know throwing dagger. Throwing dagger. I'll just leave where it is for now. It's fine. I mean, slave to the code. Jack is determined to track down the remnants of this jolly merchant. So as rewards, we're going to get brass knives, which are not as good. We'll finally get mug, and then we'll take some money because all those are not as good. Here we go. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Lenosha. Now, if I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's not to the west, but the Sahagin pools. Even those bollocks for brain pirates better know better to trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want a chance running into the patrols near Ailport. So that just leaves us east. The flock? Aye. They'll be likely nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try picking up their trail. You head over and snilch the place while I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. And I believe that is, I don't know, maybe it might not be it. Wait, I'm not attuned to that. I never attuned to Swift Perch when I came. Well, that was silly of me. I will be doing that now. Alright, well, we're going to take a chocobo because it'll definitely be faster than running. We're going to go to Swift Perch and attune, and then we're going to head right here where the dodos are. Kick some butt. I can't believe I didn't attune to that earlier today. I tuned to all those other ones. Oh well. I'm going to listen to some good chocobo music. Good stuff right there. I mean, I even opened up the Lev quest here, and then I was too dumb and didn't platoon. Alright. Pray help our child. I got you. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got over there, monkey. No sign of the merchants, though, eh? Nope. Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market, and one of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray, let us flee this place before they return. And who are you, just sidling in on our and set loose our hard-earned prizes? Oh, jeez, it's Mutton Chop Lalafell. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodging in Aleport, and not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs with favored short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems like you got a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Aye, I can't say as I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin these healthy slaves like them ones bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear this, chattel? You're each worth the shining bloody fortune, and you've me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleating sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is likely to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victims' screams in the darkness. The shadows are always listening. Yeah, well, it's nice of y'all to show up after everything was done. Thanks. Appreciate it. Ooh, that's a nice shot of Pharaoh Sirius over there. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you, no matter how far you run or how well you hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need worry about that. Hi. You two can stubble it and all. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants. I am Captain Milela of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. You best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word of a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevent Limsa from ever being fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perchance clutch them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like a pirate you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. Though only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Jack, what the bloody hell does this Cole want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come here to put a decisive end to piracy in all forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of the nigh incalculable worth, that most distress my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. Rumtail, what's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim those stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rhodes Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Ah, blow it out your waddle. I have better ways to spend my time. Oh, do you now? This institute constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa Lominsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. All right, you screeching shrew. You made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that you did. I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa Lominsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the sisters. And back we go. For a wee lass, that Milalia's got symbolics, and it seems she's well done with aught what whiffs a pirate's stock. I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling my strings, but that shrew is right. The code's been broken, and we've got a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I need you at your best. It's time you learn the art of mugging. Roll up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give you more than what he'd get if you just plain knock him out on his arse. Me and the lads have been busy whittling the story on them biting baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it. I learned Mug, which does not do what it used to do. But that's okay. It does something. Let's remove that. Throw this here for right now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Whatever. Let's do this. Let's put this here. Alright, level 20. Grinners in the Mist. Jack appears eager to hunt down the Maelstrom's stolen treasures. And any of these actually are a little bit better than my brand new stuff. Not much. Okay. Been practicing your stance steps, monkey, because we're ready to run rings around Captain Melia and her squads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigations into the treasures that was cloyed from the Maelstrom tub. But, as you know, we've got our own networks of coves that don't miss naught on the goings about on town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Sure. You learn to speak English properly would be nice. Vakibi's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have two goals for this job. Bite back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves that cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket shrew will do her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we best not drag our dew-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles afore she even lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to that Thalaccracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Melia to blunder about in the scary Darkmans now, would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards we've been dealt, ain't they? Now stop your quips, and let's hear about what you learned about the bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures, according to the manifest of the Maelstrom vessel, were looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings that once graced the wattles of the Sultan of Ul'dah. There's a tale there, but one that won't concern us at present. Lastly, the Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateer raids. Now, as you know, a pirate usually sells his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the best way to offload goods, which is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average coal to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalaccracy weighed in with its ample purse and made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our mark swooped in and picked up their transport clean. I had a few wids with the Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one coal's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack. But we'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Lethagran checkpoint. Lethagran? Have the curs made landfall then? And what the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I heard, but the jackets have been doing shaky ain't done shaking out of the boxes yet. Jesus, I hate this. Then we better get our eyes out there quick like. Monkey, Underfoot, you fresh for a run, ain't you? Yeah. Anything that shuts you up. Come on, Colt. I'll race you out to the checkpoint. Cool. Alright, let's go over here and see what's going on. I won our race. You owe me a pint, monkey. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vakibi was right about the cargo. For when I've been able to catch from the swads of the gate, It seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods and was known to be aboard the transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up the wooden ramp. We need to know what's inside them crates, and I get the feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. You think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? Sure. Nothing to see here. I'm just invisible. Coming to look at your stuff. How do I get there? Can I jump up this wall? No. I mess up the... Oh, there's stairs. Nobody sees me. Power walk. Not much of a sprint, but it is faster than not sprinting. Hey guys, what you got in there? 2 Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked with hide ability and attempt to listen to their progress. Well, it's already doing that, man. The Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're going to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of pugil shit. I'm guessing the pirates will split the cargo and are trying to luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malaya's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon that comes through. Alright, there you go. Whee! So they found out a value. Well, we'd lost the contest before we even properly started. But be there as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cull to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. Even by some miracle the goods you squirm through Legrand without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we'll need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered the deal, and I just happen to know a cove that makes his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, the black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'd put him... at Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Whatever you say, Half Pint. I pride myself on memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. I make my point. Ah, ha, ha, ha. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I've peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the colts, eh, Grandad? Well, we've come for information on a smuggling job. There was a peddler that was caught at La Grande checkpoint moving merchandise for the Grinning Curs. Pleaded innocence even, when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sort of detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. Would you have brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Grandad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. My answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was innocent indeed. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the Grinning Curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The Curs wanted that coal to get caught, and now the jackets have had a taste. They'll waste their time yapping every shit pie that comes through the checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the darkness along with the Grinning Curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue. The Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's pool. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships sailed into that fog soup and never came out. And that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground? And there's a trick that took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy for these associates of theirs to ferry the junk goods to Lenosha. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler and get boned and draw the glazes of the yellow jackets instead. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's pool was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you should soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step, and you may land upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems like I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we learned so far. I don't wanna. Just use your link shell. And back we go to the road. If I'm remembering correctly, the level 20 was always like a big quest, like not necessarily long, but like a big fight at the end or something. You really kind of pushed the story for the thing, because you only get 2 more after this. You get your 25 and your 30, and then you will unlock the ability to become a ninja, which is what we're doing anyway. That's the whole thing. About time, lad. You were gone so long, I almost sent the stray after you. What happened underfoot? All right, let me tell you all the stuff. Blah, 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 blah. So our marks and their biting baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pool, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning. We may not have a better chance to crash the Curs and grab all the treasures. We'll board the ship right now. You, me, and Vikibi. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have the Wids and Swarrant and see the dry docks can spare us by the way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Okay. Easy. Easy. We'll kill them easily. Let's go, Jack. All right, monkey. I've pulled in some favors, and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Kerr's vessel. It'll be cramped on the deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Colt, are you eager to test your sea legs? You know it. Let's go. Right on. No one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sink my stabbers into the captain. Those two back there are yours. Okay. Follow me, monkey. All right, I'm following you. I'm following you. Go too fast. The growler off his chain. Chumps. Jack, I found one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the Cerulean Star. As for the other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through them hold ilm by ilm. There's nothing else there. Well, you just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where you keeping the rest of your treasures? Huh. You think I'll spill my guts for the like of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that. Maybe you wouldn't at that. But what about your partner you're working with? How'd you... We don't need no partner. So you're telling me this is all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack the Maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's pool. Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew would turn their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jackets' grip by this long crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps that fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Yeah, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merrillwood won't be stopped, now by a piddling little crew like mine. Not mine. That's why we've thrown our lots in with the executioners. The Blue Rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want the other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the covers as raided the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment that fits the crime. I was informed by a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morby docks. I assume that this was your work. Ah, you missed the excitement, Captain. But never you mind. The Cerulean Star is back and Bob and our sneaky little fambles. I have no idea what the fuck that means. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Limson waters? How many innocent sailors are massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to ye for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to just take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You've only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merrillwood yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me and my coves for your failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew what we'd be after you. We're done here. There's still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. Better work on that ship, monkey. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting the sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades around the tough coves. And that goes double for you when your mate's got your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's naught wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it before, Colt, but I need you to sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the Curse wasn't lying about the Executioners. And the Executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just a laughable coincidence. Alright, that's going to be it for this video and the Rogues quest. We got both our 15s and our 20 done. And next stop for Monkey Hero is more main scenario. And we'll be doing that next time. So again, thanks for watching. Have a good night.